the Apostle Paul and the gift of tongues. Further, on the point of not understanding the speech of the gifted, is not only the uneducated, but also the unbeliever who will have a problem. The unbelieving yet educated Jews said Jesus had a demon and was Samaritan. When it came to Paul, the unsettled and the uneducated perverted his words, as they did the rest of the scriptures, and to their own demise. Paul knew this because he warns the church to avoid speaking the tongues without an interpreter to lay things down in simpler terms, that they should rather instruct and encourage each other, studying the scriptures and thus benefiting by growth. Jesus knew to talk parables and preach to the unbelievers and weak in faith, and to speak tongues to those given the ability to understand his speech, which contained the unedited mysteries of God. To the believing mind, the speech of the gifted can be hard to understand. Thus, an interpreter serves to make it easier, as in Paul's case. For Peter, the devout Jews understood, but were amazed at what was going on. Further, on the point of the gift not being of speaking people's diverse languages like Latin or Greek, Peter stands up and explains what is happening by making the scriptures clearer, teaching and preaching. He first quotes an Old Testament text from the prophet Joel, explaining that these apostles were speaking the mysteries of God, as this is what the rest of the people witnessing could not understand, thus the scoffing from others. The quote mentions prophets rising and people receiving visions and dreams. Visions and dreams serve to communicate the mysteries of God to the prophet. Then the prophet takes them to the public through speech and sometimes writing. The Spirit being poured on such is the event of that revelation. One of the differences between a prophet and a person gifted in tongues is that the prophet serves to grow the mind, while the other serves to grow the spirit. Thus, both gifts are needed in the church. Again, the gift of tongues, though, is good for the public if it is spoken simply. Paul says, in tongues one uses many words, fewer than that of a prophet or teacher. So it all lies on the weight in complexity of the thing to be spoken and the intent.